You just need to be consistent with it. Hello folks, I'm Scott with Scata's Drone View, and today I'm going to go through Active Track. Thanks for sticking around. Alright, so I'm going to use Active Track to do this intro here. Basically, with Active Track, there are a few things that you need to remember. Number one, you always want to make sure you have a contrast between your subject and your background. If not, it's hard for the camera to keep tracking going. Number two, you don't have any control over the gimbal up and down or sideways unless you're in the trace mode, which of course you have that circling ability to use when you are in trace mode. Also, distance is very key. Distance is key because if you're too close to a subject and it's out in front typically and a subject turns, by the time the drone reacts, a subject actually can walk into the drone. So it can be unsafe. So the lowest I've ever been with it is 8.5 feet, and the closest I've ever gone is 10 feet. Other than that, I keep usually about 20 feet of altitude, and I'm at least about 15 to 20 feet away. That gives me a fairly good shot that if I'm looking for a zoom in on something, I can easily do that in post afterwards. So let's see, we covered that distance. Also with distance, you want to make sure you're not going to have the drone run into anything as it's maneuvering around and following the course. So the three tracking modes that you have are trace, profile, and spotlight. And we're going to cover all three. So let's go ahead. Going into flight mode, going to Active Track. It says camera settings are adjusted. Now the first thing you want to do is draw a box around your subject. It says go, and then over here on the right side you have trace, profile, and spotlight. Choose trace. In trace mode, mark a subject and the aircraft will track it automatically. Use the sticks or DJI Go to control circling, speed, and distance. Obstacle avoidance is disabled during circling. Alright, so we click OK, and you can see it has me tracking. La-di-da. I'm not moving around too much just because I'm just trying to record a screen here. Now I'm going to exit that mode, go back into Active Tracks, draw my box, and this time profile. Profile mode. The aircraft will fly at a constant distance from the selected subject in profile mode. Obstacle avoidance is not available in this mode. Okay, click OK. Now exit that one. Go back into Active Tracks, draw my box, and Spotlight mode. Spotlight mode. In Spotlight mode, the aircraft camera will always point at the target, and the flight course will be locked. Obstacle avoidance is not available in this mode. Click OK. So, now we have it set up. I'm going to walk over here to my start. And, okay, so it is tracking me. Let's see here. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Yeah, that's about 15 feet away. All right, and I have a height of 20. All right, so now I'm going to walk this course. Now in trace mode, it will follow you. So what it's trying to do now is it is trying to keep up and keep me in the focus and also follow behind me. So it's going to keep maneuvering as I'm turning in order to get that view, maintain that camera view of being behind me. Now, I'm just going to walk here real quick. Now I'm going to jog a little bit faster. And it is still tracking me, which is good. And keeping up fairly well. All right. So now, I'm stopping and the drone has stopped. So now, let's look at what controls you have. You have backward on the right stick, which takes it further away, or forward on the right stick, which brings it in closer. Okay, let's back up a little bit. You also have height, up, and down. Okay, now on the screen, you have the ability to turn it left and right. So what I'm going to do now is just turn the drone around over to my other side. Okay. And it is still tracking me. So now, it's still going to do the same thing. It's just getting the beginning of the shot from a different distance. Now, another thing you can do is have the drone circle you while you're flying. Hence, making sure you have your distance and everything clear. Oh wow, what's that? Totally lost me. Let's try this again. Now I'm at a height of 29 feet and I'm about 15 feet away. So, now I'm going to start walking. Now I'm also trying to turn the drone to the right so it continues to circle me. Now I think before I was just running it a little bit fast, going to the left. So as it's turning around me, it's trying to maintain distance. Also, trying to keep me in the field of view for tracing. And of course, then I can come inward as I'm circling. Can make an interesting view as you're walking along. Now, I'm also going to back out as I'm circling myself here. All right, let's stop there on trace. And now, you'll notice it's not trying to get behind me now. It's maintaining whatever angle that I had it at when I originally started or set the active track in motion. All right, now it's in front of me right now, and you'll notice it moved off to the side of me and then maintain that angle. It's not rotating at all. It is only keeping that angle and flying at that angle. Okay. We're doing pretty good now with profile mode, of course. And my battery's starting to go. So now I am going to run or jog a little bit and see how it does here. Wow, I'm surprised. It's okay. That's where it lost me. It lost me now because I was too close in my field of view. Now, since my battery's running, I'm going to do a return to home, and then get a new battery in, and I'll come back and I'll start over with profile mode. All right, stopping the drone. I am back in profile mode, and I'm just going to start this one over. So now in profile mode, basically the drone will maintain the distance and the angle to which you have things set. So right now, I'm going to start walking. The drone is off to my left. And as you can see, it is following along with me, maintaining that same angle. Now as I turn, the drone adjusts to maintain that same distance and also that same angle. So there you see, it is slowed down coming back and then kind of swooped around here. So it's still maintaining that particular angle. All right, we're gonna jog a little bit here. And you can see the movement of the drone as I was moving. If that drone was lower and closer to me, I very well could have run into it coming around the corner. So therefore, that's what I mean. Distance is kind of key. Now, you do have the ability to come in, get closer, or to go out, get further away. You also have height control, which is up or down. All right, and it is keeping me with that same distance and that same angle. And it's bringing in a little closer here. All right, that's that one. So let's go over here now, and we're gonna go through Spotlight quick. Spotlight is really, really simple. Put the drone where you want it. All right. Now, rotate this way a little bit. Get yourself in a box and then hit spotlight. All right, so right now, hit OK. We're on spotlight. So basically, what's happening is that drone is sitting here and it is going to rotate and follow me around as I walk around my little course here. And it is not moving it in relation to me horizontally. It is only going to stay at that spot and follow me. All right, so let's do a little bit of jogging. To be able to follow and track you. So, all right, there you go. That is all of the tracking modes. Okay, before I summarize, there are a couple things that I did want to cover. I have to reiterate the importance of distance. There's many factors that actually, the reason you want some of that distance. It is number one, it is a safety issue. For your subject, if you're in a close quarters, do not try this because it's going to cause an injury to a subject or damage to property, or even lose the drone. In doing this, filming this, it was several times that I turned and started walking back towards the drone, and actually one time I did hit the bottom of the feet for the drone. So it is easily and can easily happen. You can be like this, and the whole thing is the drone, the Phantom doesn't react immediately. It takes a little bit, and it takes some distance to move when you're doing turning and operating. So you have to be very safe and very careful and very aware of your surroundings when you're doing an active track. Another thing about distance is field of view. If you're up close, your field of view is not going to be very much with the camera. That's why being distant, you have a much wider field of view. It's easier for you to track, and it's easier for the drone to track and to react and to have that margin of not running into something or not running into someone. So by all means, please pay attention to your distance when you are setting up a active track. Another thing is when you are setting up your active track, you have to make sure that on the screen your entire subject is able to be drawn in a box. If you have a subject and it runs off the screen, you're not going to be able to do a box. It's not going to allow you. So you have to make sure in your field of view you're able to draw that box completely around the subject that you're trying to trap. So let's go ahead and get into the summary here. Now, of the three modes, it's very easy to set up an active track, and understanding how you're going to do the shot, what you're trying to accomplish, is more important. If you're looking for something to follow along with a subject, from a certain angle, you want to go with the profile mode. If you're looking to follow along with something and view it from multiple different camera angles and perspectives, then go with trace. If you're looking for a viewpoint where you're stationary and you're just basically panning around and following where that subject goes, that is, of course, what Spotlight is set up for. And I've used a few active tracks in some of my my videos before, and I think they were very successful, and people didn't even realize that I was using an active track in my post-production. So active tracks definitely have a value in cinematography, but they also have value in teaching you and helping you to learn and understand more about how a drone operates and maneuvers in the sky when it's trying to perform certain functions, and how you can make it, you can repeat those functions and can get that same camera view and cinematography by doing it by hand. So active tracks by far, or they're definitely worthwhile in looking into, and if you're a new person just trying to learn how to fly a drone, they will help you to understand more about how to fly your drone properly. Okay folks, so there you go. That's about all that I have on active tracks, and I do appreciate you stopping by. Of course, if you're new, please check out other videos on the channel, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for future notifications of videos coming out. And if you're returning, hey, keep on coming back. I have plenty more coming. And you'll see a little bit of a change coming on what I have to produce for you. So I hope everyone is in good health, great spirit, and by all means, please take care.